Explaining. This is the biggest substitute for number one there ever was. Explaining, timely advice and guidance, teach, instruct, solutions, answers, questions, finishing insight, sentences to gain insight. This is good. This is a love supply for yourself when you say, I get angry because, 10 times. I hate this kid and not her because, 10 times. I'm afraid because, 10 times. Finishing sentences to find out stuff. Number 5 is a great love supply. But do you see what it says there in parentheses? Usually best only when asked for. And lots of parents say, well, I'm just itching to tell him that he's going to do this, or if he continues, this is going to happen. What's the closest I can come to? You can say, honey, I have a lot of experience in this department. I'd like to share with you sometime if you want to know. And then you be quiet. Runs off. He doesn't ask you because but maybe a week, a month, a year, a few days. Mom, why do girls do blah, blah, and blah, blah? Now he's ready. That's called a teaching moment. Readiness. Time. So if you are itching to give advice, guidance, teach, instruct, solve, wait. The best thing you can do is say, I know something would really help you with that if you're interested. Make them beg. Most parents do 5 rather than 1. Well, that same daughter I'm always talking about, she said, now I want to talk to you, and I want you to listen, and if you don't, I'll put my hand up like this, showing you that it's not your turn yet. I always start out doing number 5. And she'll say, Dad, why do you 5 me when I want you to 1 me? Explaining is number 5. Yeah, she goes to speeches with me. Empathy. Why do you 5 me when I want you to 1 me? So how many of you have trouble with this? Ask your kids. I would love you to take this thing home and ask your kids and your spouse what their favorite love supply is. Plus, I would like you to ask them to give you a rating from 1 to 10. 10 being quite perfect. On each love supply, and put the number in that little spot there called tally marks. Why do we have that column? Because when you do inner child work, or you write letters to your inner child, we can look at what you give her and put in tally marks. You know how you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's left. We can put over here too. So I have people who will get a whole pile of these, and when their wife is on the phone, or their husband, or their teenager, they'll sit there and do tally marks as they talk. And when they're through, they'll go, here. Mom, I didn't do that. I did a lot of empathy. You know this empathy thing here? If you're doing the listening turn, you should say 10% of the words, and the person talking, explaining number 5, should do 90% of the words. You mean you actually count the words? Yeah. See, after you get through this class, I would like you to memorize these 6 love supplies, and I would like you to know and be aware of whenever you or somebody else is doing what. Wouldn't that be great? So you leave here and someone would say, well, you stayed too long. Why were you late? That guy know when 9:30 is. And you say, so put down disagreement, finding fault. Oh, let's see, I think I'll do number 1. You're upset and disappointed because I was so late. Yes, and by the way, weren't you supposed to vacuum today? Why do you... You're upset with me because I don't vacuum. And you put a little tally mark, ha-ha. Once on Christmas vacation, I had to go to the office because Christmas vacation is the highest rate of suicide of any other time. And I had to go over there and talk. While I was over there, the phone rang, and my wife, she was home with these 7 kids, and she says, I don't see why you have to go over there and leave me home with these 7 little dwarfs. You know what's coming. Dumping garbage time. And I had promised myself for Christmas, I would give her 5 empathy responses in a row. I was going good. You're upset? You're disappointed? You wonder why I can't? I was doing good. And finally she said, Well, of course, the reason these kids don't mind is because you are a weak little man. How can it be my fault? I said, I'm not even home. Who would say that's empathy? And so then I finally corrected myself and said, darn, I promised 5 in a row and I only got to 4. You think that if I was stronger, maybe the kids would mind you when I'm gone? Yes, that's right. And shut up your darn empathy. What's that? You don't want me to do empathy. So finally I made it to 5. I said, okay, honey, I'll see you later. When I got home, she said, I'm really thankful that you learned to do empathy in graduate school, because when I called you today on the phone, I really had to dump my garbage. That's dumping garbage. You don't believe garbage. I see that you're upset. Satan has you by the nose. I'm going to collect your garbage. Do empathy. So keep track of these and learn when you're doing comebacks, when you're doing this. Get feedback from people. This is really a great thing. So please learn these and study them. Next time we'll talk about